Welcome back to one of my favorite games of all time. It's Wright. Let's do this shit. Right. That's a bit loud. I'll turn that down. Alright, let's jump in right back into this. Oh, we're in the court. Right, here we go. Oh yeah, we're defending this dude. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Alright, I'm back. Let's do this shit. I fucking love this game so much. I love Ace Attorney, bro. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? I got myself some cola, so I can function during this. You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the court. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flashing into flying fabulously in from above. Yeah, I might, the judge might chuck his gavel in the air to get me down. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Oh, hell no. They're gonna think I'm some demon. No. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? Don't tell me. I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. No, Nick. No. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Jones. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He doesn't go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if it's to our advantage. Mr. Von Parma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother to win this one, Mr. Phoenix Rush. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. I can't wait to beat you twice in a row. It did not count, you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zli. Zilch. Nada. Not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Well, your dad did. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure of proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it will bring her dad back. Yeah. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry up and wrap this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Ms. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there. Now! Damn, she loves to just, what do you call it, whip and dick around, bro. Whip Gumshoe around. Hey, shut up, right? I'm sorry to keep you from your work, but as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Alright, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Something looks wrong, but I can't tell what it is. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m. That's it. Wait, hold up. It kind of looks better when the text box is transparent. I might play like that now. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m. Cold outside. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza and publishing house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae at his neck. I see, he was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Go. What the fuck? Wait, why is it in Japanese? Wait, let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Why is it in Japanese? Hold up. Where's the... There's no Japanese setting here. What? Wait, why is the game in Japanese? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about an inch and a half was on the ground. The snow froze and stayed on the ground until the next day. Wait, was it the... Did I do something with the chat box? This didn't change anything, though. Last time. What's the matter, Nick? The matter is... I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Why is it in Japanese? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancer and the staff were there. Regina, the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regin the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after the proceedings. Yeah. But why is it in Japanese? After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Reggie was playing with the regent, while Mo was back to his room, tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately? Huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us about... Hello. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box. That's right. The victim must have been carrying a wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked. Locked, you say? This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask questions. About the contents? Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little box in that huge... There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if there's some sort of special if it has some special meaning. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean that's all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. But that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Ms. Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. Oh, hell no! Bro, that puppet dick is so annoying. Oh. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. I really hope not. If I'm gonna be honest, this cast is kind of annoying. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trillo Quist. I'm employed at an operatic tenor. Excuse me? Please die, you stupid trumpet. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was the singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Please don't. I don't care. The world of law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocent, decided by a judge drops up. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult the judge. Shut up. Look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch it off on the chance swelling would help. You know, that nose is a reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ow! You won't get anywhere trying to figure this out, witness. Now, let's proceed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's end. I don't know why we have this shitty ass, what do you call it? Puppet talking. That's when I saw Max heading toward the scene of the crime. He was only heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading toward the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How could you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said ditch the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Ms. Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? I have to say that you're an asshole. That's for starters. Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Bro, don't let her bitch you around like this. The clown. You talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fuck. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. He's just a little bit of exercise and all his makeup is running all over the place. When practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to kneeling over healing over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy is ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him, yeah. Wright Plaza's entrance. To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house or been a good idea? Mr. Phoenix, Wright. I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teacher always said I was. Thunker. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're all talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Bro, did everyone really say that shit together? Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right. That makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way, right, that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say shut up. Thank you. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great. I'm being shut down by 12. Okay. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say, a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodge house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Was it awfully cold? I can't believe you'd stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is, will you shut up, you big nose dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. Oh, what? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix, right? We can also without your theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for in the cold that night? Who do I suppose? Who do I suppose? I suppose this person. Well, she was waiting outside in the cold. It was for one person. And that one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer Regina. What? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. And am I mistaken? Is this true? Hold up. Let me save real quick. Give me a second. Alright. Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of a bitter love triangle legend, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Okay, wait, hold up. I think I might know what it is. Let me look at the map again. Okay. Cafeteria. Okay, no man, that's wrong. No. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to click that. He was the only one heading to that way. Oh yeah, if he was the only one heading that way, then shouldn't Trillo have seen the witness as well? Not the witness, the victim as well? Hold up. Alright. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else would you suppose this witness could have seen? That's the victim. Okay, it's back in English now. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. Alright. There's obviously a reason why the witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime? However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the... Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina. Okay, well, looks like we have our truth now. Pain! Don't volunteer this. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. You or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of the puppet marriage is not under review in this case. Look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. So we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Alright, here we go. Don't be surprised that I was going to propose to Reggie. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. What exactly is it? You were going to propose, you puppet? Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was that sigh at the end? Alright, here we go. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Red? Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't gonna propose that became some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it? That's the What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was gonna give her. Numbskull? The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty? Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Oh, you mean the one I have right now? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, from Trillo to Regina. Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright, the joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisco looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut it down for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. Oh no! That's the first time that a public has ever proposed to a human being. Ah! I advise you to cut the argument short. I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I like to stick to facts, not sociology. Sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Yeah. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Do you even have pockets? Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her. That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times, but I lost count. But that uppity snub kept getting in the way. Uppity snub? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I got a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? So I've still got it. That's wrong, because I got it.
Objection!
Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? That's mine. Give it back. Thief. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still have it. I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something. Don't put me on the spot like this, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quest, I prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see you. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was. That time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you walked past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, been taken around that time. Ah! Yeah! Oh! Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide, what has to do with that. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? This all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben's testimony has a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? This witness just testified the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. Which, when the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Oh my god, of course. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, you obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. I've told you so many times that you think you know my story about changing. You've already changed your story, boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I'll give you that. I was waiting that night for Reginald. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting about 5 minutes. I said to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up in less than a minute after I saw Max. The Money snatched the ring, and you weren't chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. My honor, Your Honor. Here we go. So you were only concerned with waiting for Reginald that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed it if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4. No, 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes. The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Philip. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Reginald. He showed up, yeah. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the people on the planet who can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. Ow! I'm not good at... It was 10:10 p.m. Ah, yes, that sounds about right. It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. Yeah, you say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. Oh, I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of this courtroom. Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said? I told you already. Jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure. There's no way he could be any more confident than that, right? Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? What we can do is try, right? We gotta have something that will prove useful. I already know what it is, don't worry. Alright, time to go to work. But first of all, let's just look at his testimony. Okay, let's go back to here. No, I meant to click. I meant to click the other one. This one. Boom. There we go. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review your work, you would. Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Oh my god, not again. That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Those three ridiculous symbols. Okay, so the three ridiculous symbols. Okay, the roses, the hat. What was the other ridiculous symbol? I don't remember. Oh, that was wrong, obviously. I shouldn't have done that shit. There we go. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal, it was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. Yep. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head with Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ow! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on that day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of this on the stand. There's no way this lewd would just up and say good morning to his rival. Objection! Are you saying that this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just... That's enough from you, Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? He didn't see anyone. Let me just, what do you call it, save. Look at this skill right here. Just in case I what do you call it, I lose this bar. You saw a different person. Who else would you? Obviously no. Nope. Not Max. No. Probably not. Also Barry. No, he left him though. He claims he did not. No, he was so he could see anyone. Of course, the witness did not see a soul that night. I see. Who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is I saw that night? A fool can only understand a foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. That witness didn't see anyone. You would happen to have proof that would back up your statement, would you? And this is exactly why I did this. Now, I didn't mean to do that. Now I can load this. Look at that. He saw the defendant. Good. He saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness didn't indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? Oh, I know. He would have said good evening to the victim. Because, what do you call it? Everyone, like, what do you call it? Loved the ringmaster, right? At least I think so. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person who the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You. Would the defense kindly explain who it was that Trillo saw that evening then? Considering the ill temper of the witness, there's only one person you would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor. It's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? A puppet that gulps? Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, first, I thought it was the old man. But, once I better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quest obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. That problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster? One Mr. Russell Berry. The prosecution argued that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness had clearly stated that he saw the defendant's three symbols. The three symbols? Oh, not again. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone, all together now. Ow! Yes, we know. Silk hat, cloak, and white rose. Thank you, alright? A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's three symbols. However, how do we know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else, dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Mr. Von Karma. Miss Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. You're too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactico responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Oh, shit. Okay, then. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We spoke about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly, he told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's when it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means it must be that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, musician or president. You have no idea how hard it would make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mysterious just keeps getting deeper. Here we go. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is back in session. Mrs. Savon Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. I left for about an hour, but I'm back. Okay, so let's continue. Will Miss Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call a pitiful clown? Oh, the clown. Okay. The witness will state his name and occupation for the record. In West Clownopedia. What? Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he's speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in a court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for... Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Please don't. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, he's actually getting on my nerves now. Can you whip him again? Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist? Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? Whip him. There we go. But a couple of clowns... What? Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15, the day of the murder, correct? Yes it is. Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and without that humor, please. Okay. Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court, thank God. Okay, here we go. I know, I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. Haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. Makes sense. No matter what, I get a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. Is this what you're testifying about? It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless, just like in this court. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to make everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Finally, there we go. Speak. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out of the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was that ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Really? That's very interesting. Oh yeah, that's true. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, we've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would be disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you can't get this clown to stay away from the fact, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Alright, here we go. Okay, this is... Wasn't he supposed to be with, what's his name? The puppet guy before he got ditched? So he didn't go straight back to his room. You'd say that practice wrapped around 10 PM, correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 o'clock PM? Now 8 o'clock. That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Let's not. Let's not make it 8 PM. Alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't make the clown out of clowning around. Come on, Nick. Just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You are so boring. I do not care. This is a court of law. You were pooped that night. Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double. Eating enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that? As they say, happens. That one, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke is so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply though. The joke was so funny it just earned you a penalty. What? Okay, so don't do that. Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly how far away. Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that day, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows you saw. You say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away? That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I am 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols. Uppity symbols. Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore, do you want? Alright, everybody knows what to do. All together now, say it with Uncle Mo. No, please, no. See what I mean? It's always like this, the crowd never wants to go along with me. For a clown. I must be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? You say you saw the ringmaster get clunked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. Bro, you've been whipping your witness. What are you on about? You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Besides, if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. That is my entire bar! Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. Of course I have grounds to make a claim. Then let's hear it. That's something I can't share with you at this time. What did you just say, Mr. Wright? I know there's something wrong with this testimony, but I can't put on why I feel this way into words for the judge. Maybe we should get a bit more information. Once we find something more solid, we can give it another shot. Yeah, you're right. Mr. Wright, before we resume the testimony, you know you must be penalized. Bro! That's enough. This court seems no reason to further prolong this trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide this case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the Mr. Billy Bob Jones. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Whatever. Fuck you. Alright, I'll just do this shit again. I don't. Okay, I saved. And penalized my entire bar. Okay. Yeah. I don't. Well, see, right now I don't have a clear basis to be thinking that. Then this is just another one of your pointless efforts to badger my witness. Thus, you have just earned yourself a penalty from me. Now, wait a second, Miss Von Karma. This time, I do not feel the need to treat Mr. Wright so harshly. Thank you, Judge. That's right. What he said. Bailed out by the judge. What an honor indeed. If we must penalize Mr. Wright for his display, I think a verbal censure would be best. Huh? You know the rules, Mr. Wright. There's no room for baseless hounding in the courtroom. So I'm gonna get penalized no matter what? I guess he didn't really bail me out after all. You know, most testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. I noticed. We just got to pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick. I'll just do this one again. Or not again, I mean, you just happened to look out the window? You can say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I took myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, this witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ah! That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. We should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard huge. Were there any windows there? I don't even remember windows in this place. I don't know, I could be wrong. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. How did you know I was going to make a joke? It sounded like I thought it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... You know what I just realized? I heard a huge noise, and then I saw the Max clunk the ringmaster over the head. Wouldn't it be the other way? You look out the window, then you see the action, then hear the noise? Why would you hear the noise before you see the action? I swear if I get another penalty for this... Okay, I don't care, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna just look at this again. Okay, we got a penalty for this last time, so hopefully we don't get another one. Yep. Yes. A great reason to make my claim. Please don't penalize me. And I suppose you will be telling us this great reason? Of course I will. The reason is, the witness is very on testimony. There we go! I just tapped out by accident. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard it sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. Perjury. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is believed, or when he says he looked out the window upon hearing the sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clunking in 1972. Okay, whatever. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns probably escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-team theme to anger this court? No, no, no. I'm just stalling for the time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of this clown to make up to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window at night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma? Tampering with witnesses again? Of course. What did we expect? So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clunk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say. Bro. Mr. Curls, Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes. Exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Please specify this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. Okay, here we go. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silhouette, that black coat, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt it was him. His cloak fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. Alright, here we go. Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you are being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? God, my voice! What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he is jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Trillo did the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. But if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them. I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face, I saw it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. You're sure that what you saw that night? Exactly what I said. I saw exactly what I saw. I got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? But that's not all I saw. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? There was an light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see it that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye, and an eagle out of my right eye. Our record says his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. God damn, alright. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was. That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. So you said your eyesight is a perfect 20/20, but yet you don't know what he was holding. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object, at least it says so in the autopsy report. With Trillo's testimony and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this. That's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. We've got to do it. Hmm. Okay, that wouldn't help. This? No, that's wrong! I have 1 bar left! So he has 3 famous symbols. His hat, his cloak, and the things on his... the flowers, whatever they're called. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk had the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. Silence, fool. You have to respond with the whole truth, not fractions. Order, order. Mo, you didn't see those roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It was obviously too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed that. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant was when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found him near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying with his court. I got her on ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone's toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a sloppy 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of the Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on that person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this judge, forget the roses. Think about the other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that you saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast a doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature? Yo, no shit. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. Well, what? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses. There were no white roses that night. However, all these symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There was no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing the entire time he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Oh, I already know what the thing is. Just one chance. I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against the witness. Bro, he gave me the easiest testimony. It's easy. If you're gonna prove me there's a contradiction with Mr. Kroll's statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've got only a shot at this. I understand, Your Honor. Chance is all I will need. Okay. I already know what it is. Don't worry. I already know what it is. I know what it is! Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Where's it at? This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma. Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the Crime scene. That means the soul cat fell off at this crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the screen, that he was on the scene. No, that's not true. Oh, clown boy. Order, order, order! Mr. Carls! Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in a court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What is it? What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory amongst all other things. What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just don't like my something, right? You didn't have to insult my eyesight or my memory. That was great. Seriously, why? Just because you were sitting above me doesn't believe. Oh my god, yep. I think he's had it. And no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Carls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing that dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing his dumb silk hat. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo, what do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly. How did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went. What do you mean? How did he leave the scene? There were no footprints! You can't ask me that. There were no footprints. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. The witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Ugh. We've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Okay, sure, King. What kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to hop on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene? Where is it? Where's it at? Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna save, just in case. I can't save? Oh, here's my last chance. Look at this picture. Okay, I can't save. Please don't fail me now. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In the photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't here. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all the witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you guys anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. I'm gonna save right here. Just in case. Just in case. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you've provided up until now has been false? It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Oh! Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you? You're gonna really bow at a time like this? Your Honor. If you had heard the truth from his witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I had. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Okay. Now it's time for our next segment. Mo knows. You know, the testimony like Mo knows, I already don't trust this guy very much. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his red roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... Okay, never mind, I believe it now. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I believe that more than I don't believe that. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you now believe me now? Listen, Judge, I can explain, you see? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that would actually happen. You're right. Why should you believe the other witnesses? Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. I've heard a smooth criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? I think I should say it. That's what I think. His eyes were playing tricks. He's telling the truth. Telling the truth. What he just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he is telling the truth. That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes. You're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a fool's foolish dreams. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. I suppose I will let you all in on my regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I can't wrap my head around how that could have actually happened. You imbecile! If you disregard any for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigating. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Bro, is this really what we're dealing with? Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. Oh, he's gonna reveal his secrets. I used visible wires and have them hoist through the air. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. I thought a magician never reveals the secrets. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal their secret, the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? Or we can hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. Bro, what is going on? There's some flying criminal. There's an actual flying criminal dressed up as a magician. Like, what kind of trial is this? This is so stupid that's interesting. That's why I'm gonna play more of it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe, and bye for now.